Today we are learning percent increase and decrease. You will take notes in your notebook like we do in class. You can pause the video if you need longer to write the notes. Okay. All right. Remember what is in blue or any other color you write in your notebook. Anything that's black or printed, you do not have to write. Okay. So today we are doing percent increase and decrease. Okay. The price of a bag was $100. A seller marks up the price by 10% and then sold it at a discount of 11% during a sale. Can we say the final price of the bag decreased by 1%? Why do you think so? Explain. Where would I get 1% from? Do you think that you can take the price and mark it up by 10% and then sell it at a discount of 11% and it would be the same as decreasing it by 1%? This is something we're going to look at today and for the next couple of days. Okay, so we're going to find a quantity given a percent increase or decrease. Okay, so the price of a pair of running shoes increased by 15% since last year. If the price of the running shoes cost $60 last year, how much does it cost now? Okay, so we're going to draw a model. Okay, so we have the original price. What the original price was, the price of the running shoes cost $60 last year. Okay, so the original price, we're going to draw a box to represent $60. Okay, and now we're trying to find the new price. Okay, and we know that the new price has increased by 15%. So the original $60 is our original 100%. The shoes at 100% cost were $60. Okay, and the new price increased by 15%. Okay, so the original price was 100%. The original price, 100%. What percent is the new price? How do we find the new price? The new price is 100% plus 15%. So the new price is 115%. Okay, so how do we find 115% of 60? There are two ways. We have two methods. Okay, method one, we can find what 1% is, and then we can find 115%. Okay, so method one is going to be find 1%. Okay, so we know that 100% plus 15% equals 115%. Okay, we know that 100% equals $60. Okay, so how would we find 1%? Well, we divide. If it's 100% makes up 60, we would divide 60 by 100, okay, which equals 6/10, okay, or 60 cents. So then if 1% equals 60 cents, then 115% is 60 cents times 115. Okay? And 60 cents times 115 is $69. Okay? And so that would be the new price. So that's the method 1 of finding 1%. The second method is we can find 15% and add to the original price. Okay, so we're going to find 15% of 60. Okay, so 15% of 60. Remember, what does of tell us? Of means multiply. So 15% is 15 over 100 times by 60. Okay. We can cross cancel. This becomes 3, and this becomes 5. 15 times 3 is 45. 45 divided by 5 equals 9. So 15% of 60 is $9. $60 was the original price plus $9 equals $69. So the pair of shoes cost $69 now. So we have two methods. We can find 1% and then we can multiply it by the total percent, or we can find the percent increase and add it to the original price. Okay. Again, pause the video if you need more time to write. Second problem. There is a 20% discount on all items in a store. Remember, discount means the amount by which an original price of something is reduced or decreased. Okay? So, Mateo bought a computer that cost $1,585.75 before discount. Find the price of the computer after discount. Okay? So, we're going to draw another model. What is the original price? The original price is $1,585.75. So we're going to draw a box, and this box is going to represent our original price, which was $1,585.75. Okay. Now, price after discount, it's been reduced. Remember, everything has been 20% off. So it's been decreased by 20%. We're going to roughly say that that's 20%. Okay. So we know that this original price is 100%. And we reduced it by 20%. Right? 20% on all items. Okay? So we're trying to find the price after discount. So what is this percent? The item is actually how much percent of the original price? Well, to figure that out, we have to do 100% minus 20%, which equals 80%. Okay? All right, so method 1, remember, method 1 is finding that 1%. Okay? So, finding 1%, 100% is $1,585.75. So that means 1%, we have to take $1,585.75 and divide that by 100. When we're dividing by 100, our decimal moves over 2 spaces. So we get 15,875. So then 80% would be taking the 1%, which is 15.8575, and timesing it by 80, which is $1,268.60. Okay. Method 2 is we can just find 80% of the original price of $1,585.75. Okay, so 80% is written as 80 over 100. And then we multiply by 1,585.75. And this is where you can use a calculator. As long as you have this written down, and show your work, you can use a calculator. When you times 80 times by 1,585.75 and then divide by 100, you get $1,268.60. So the price of the computer after discount is $1,268.60. Again, pause the video if you need more time. Okay. So this is a try on your own to see if you understand. So Maya is training for a race. In the first week, she cycled 195 miles. In the second week, she increased the distance she cycled by 20%. Find the distance that Maya cycled in the second week. I want you to pause the video and I want you to draw the model that represents the first and the second week, the distance that Maya cycled. Okay, you should have paused, and I'm hoping, okay, you should have something that looks like this, right? We know that in the first week that she cycled 195 miles. That's our 100% that we know of, because then it says that she increased by 20% the second week. Okay, so now method 1, I want you to pause the video again. Method 1 is finding 1%. Method 2 is doing 20% of and adding. Okay, pause the video, and when you think you have the answer, come back and check your work. Okay, so we know that this total here is 100 plus 20, so this is 120%, right? So if 100% is 195 miles, 1% is 1.95 miles. So to find 120%, you take 1.95 and times by 120, which equals 234 miles. So Maya cycled 234 miles in the second week. Okay, now we're going to try method 2. In method 2, you should get the same answer. So you would have 20% of 195, which is 20 over 100 times by 195, which you should get is 39 miles. And then you add, because remember this part is 20%. So 20% plus the original 100 is 195, which is 234 miles. So Maya cycled 234 miles in the second week. Good job. We're going to try another one. A farmer harvested 2,215 pounds of apples last year. Due to poor weather, the farmer harvested 8% fewer apples this year compared to the last. How many pounds of apples did the farmer harvest this year? Again, pause this video and see if you can draw the model that represents this word problem. Your model should look like this, right? Last year, he had 2,215 pounds of apples, which is 100%. And now we're trying to find how much this year, which has been reduced by 8%. Okay, so we did 100% minus 8% equals 92%. Okay, so the amount of apples harvested this year was 92% of the original amount harvested last year. So we're going to find 92% of 2,215, right? So that would be 92 over 100 times by 2,215, which equals 2,037.8 pounds. So the farmer harvested 2,037.8 pounds of apples this year. Okay, and so that's how you find a quantity given a percent increase or decrease. Okay, now we're going to go kind of backwards and we're going to find percent increase or decrease. So we're looking for the percentage now instead of the amount. Okay, again, pause if you need time to write what was written before. Okay, so the original cost of a bicycle is $450. The selling price of the bicycle at a retail store is $585. Find the percent markup. So when you see the word markup, it's the rate or the percent at which a seller raises the price of goods over their cost. So it's the way that we make a profit. Okay. And so again, we're going to draw a model. Okay. And so we know that the original cost of a bicycle is $450. Okay, this is our 100%. This is what we know is 100%. Because then it is marked up. That price is marked up, and we're trying to find that markup price. Okay, we don't know this amount. But we know that they sold it for $585. Okay. So we know that it increased in price. So we know that the increase in price is $585 minus $450, right? That's going to tell us how much this is, this little piece. So if we subtract 585 minus 450, we get $135. So this part right here is $135. Okay? So this is finding the percent change. Okay? So percent change is the change, okay, divided by the original quantity times by 100%. Okay? So to find this percent markup, this percent change, okay, so I'm going to write percent markup. Okay, it's going to be the change, which is $135, over the original price, the original cost price, which was $450, and we're going to times that by 100%. And we get 30%. Okay, so the percent markup was 30%. This is a 30% increase from the original price. Again, pause if you need to. Last year, there were, sorry, should be a comma. Last year, there were 2,176 members in a club. The number of members dropped to 1,980 this year. Find the percent decrease in the membership of the club. Round your answer to a whole number. Okay, so without drawing a picture, we're going to first find the decrease in members. Remember, we talked about finding percent change. We have to find the change. So we didn't mark up this time, we decreased. So we're going to find the decrease in members. So we're going to take the original amount, which is 2,176, and we're going to subtract what it dropped to, which is 1,980. Okay. And so 2,176 minus 1,980 is 196. Okay. So then to find the percent decrease, and again, we're going to use percent change because the change can be an increase or a decrease. The one that we did up here was an increase. This one here is a decrease. Okay. So percent change, we're taking the change, which is 196, over the original quantity, which is 2,176, and then we're multiplying it by 100%. Okay, this is where you can use a calculator. Okay, you can multiply 196 times by 100 divided by 2,176. And you should get, it's 9.007%. But remember, we're rounding to a whole number, so this rounds to 9%. Okay, so the percent decrease in membership of the club is about 9%. this is I've set it up for you, okay? The original price of a remote control car was $80. During a sale, its price became $64. Find the percent discount, okay? So this is your original 100%, and we're trying to find the decrease, okay? Pause the video and come back when you think you have your answer, okay? So you should have found the discount, right? The change in price, which is $80 minus $64, which is $16. So then to find the percent discount or the percent change, you take the change, which is $16, over the original amount, which is 80, and times that by 100%. Okay? And so you should have gotten 20%. So the percent discount was 20%. Okay? All right. The last one to try on your own. Alex deposited $1,200 into a saving account. At the end of the first year, the amount of money in the account increased to $1,260. What was the percent increase? Okay. So pause this video and see if you can draw the model that you'll use to solve. You should have gotten it something look like this, knowing that this is the original amount, which is 100%, because the increase is happening to this amount. We're trying to find this amount, the percent, okay? Now, knowing that you're trying to find the amount increase, this is a really bad drawing for me. You're trying to find this. How would you set up this problem? Pause the video. All right, you should have found the change, which was 1,260 minus 1,200. If you couldn't do this in your head, we need to go back to fourth grade, maybe first grade. 1,260 minus 1,200 is $60. Okay, so then we want to find the percent change, which is an increase, right? Because it's bigger, right? This is bigger than the original, so it's a percent increase. It also tells us here that it's an increase. Is 60, right? The change over the original amount. Whoops. Yes. 1,200 times by 100%. Right? And if we do our math, it is 5%. Okay? So the percent increase was 5%. Okay? All right. Your homework is page 343 to 344, 1 to 7.